The new Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is just around the corner, and things couldn't be looking more hyped. It seems as if Disney and Marvel Studios are going all out for this project. So let's jump right in and talk about Patrick Stewart, his Hoverchair, and his role in the upcoming Doctor Strange 2. First up, Professor X and his Hoverchair. Up until now, the only confirmation we Marvel fans had of a Professor X appearance in the upcoming Doctor Strange film was from the official Super Bowl trailer that was released back around mid-February. It was probably the best possible time to announce the reprisal of such an iconic character for the new film, and Marvel really pulled it off in the best way possible by giving us a few seconds of a soundbite of Charles Xavier's dialogue. Along with that, Patrick Stewart himself confirmed later on that he would be returning to play Xavier in an upcoming Marvel movie, without really giving out much about his character. But the newly released TV spot might have just wiped out all our suspicions. The studio recently released a new 15-second TV spot, which went viral all over social media, all but confirming a Professor X return for Multiverse of Madness. In the promo, we get to hear Xavier's voice again, this time with a more intriguing piece of dialogue that says, "We will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are." While we could sit here all day and speculate about what the line implies, has the Professor encountered other strange variants? Does he know something about Doctor Strange that he doesn't know himself? That's not what we're interested in. The more compelling part of the promo was what we actually saw. When the Professor is voicing his suspicions of Strange, we're given a very exciting glimpse of the character sitting on his iconic Hoverchair, the same yellow chair that we've seen Professor X in so many times in X-Men the Animated Series. We don't really get to see the face of the man sitting in the chair, but the chair itself is so memorable that the visual would even convince the most hardcore skeptics. In the Super Bowl trailer, like we mentioned, we got to hear the Professor's voice, while in a variation of that trailer, the Screen X TV spots that were released by Marvel before only gave us a glimpse of the back of Xavier's head as he's moving forward very smoothly, like you would in a Hoverchair. But since that shot didn't really show us anything concrete, with only a yellow headrest being somewhat visible in a super blurry frame, it was mostly a matter of speculation. Maybe it could have been some sort of advanced wheelchair or some other piece of high tech. It's the multiverse. Anything's possible. But now we know for certain that it is a Hoverchair. It's the same yellow Hoverchair that we all know from the comics, and now we get to see it in live action. We couldn't be more excited. Next up, Phase 4 and the comics. The comic-accurate representation of Professor X isn't really new in the MCU anymore, but it more so feels like a staple of this new phase of the franchise. We've already seen it with Peter Parker's new Spider-Man suit in No Way Home. Besides that, Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin in the memorable Hawaiian shirt in Hawkeye, most recently Thalagar the Behemoth in the newly dropped trailer of Thor: Love and Thunder. And that's exactly what we're seeing for Patrick Stewart's character now as well. So it's not really a coincidence that Marvel's being more comic accurate with their characters. It's very intentional. But of course, this is the most info that we're going to get for the character. All we can do now is just gotta wait for the premiere. Now we have Professor X in the MCU. Now that Patrick Stewart's appearance as Professor X and the first X-Men in the MCU is pretty much confirmed, let's talk a little bit about what the character might be like in the upcoming feature. Some of you might be wondering though, how Xavier is still alive. Didn't we see the character meet his end in Logan back in 2017? And you'd be right to think that. That's why Stewart himself was hesitant at first to return back to his role. But for one that was back when the X-Men franchise was part of the Fox Marvel universe, now that Disney owns the rights to the franchise, Professor X and other characters can come in and interact with the Avengers and the rest of the cast. And what better way to tie all of that up than with the multiverse? The Xavier that we're hopefully going to see in the new Doctor Strange film doesn't have to be the same one from the Fox universe. He could be a multiverse variant of that same character, identical to him, but technically not him. The possibilities are endless. And since that's likely going to be the case, then it doesn't tie in really well with the appearance of the Illuminati in the film. Yes, with the new promos, Marvel also confirmed the appearance of the Illuminati in this upcoming star-studded feature. We can see in the trailer that Mordo introduces Doctor Strange to the superhero group, who will now hold the magician accountable for messing with the fabric of reality. The scene moves on to Strange standing in front of the group, and it looks like Xavier was presiding over the meeting. So could he be the leader of the secret society? We can't really be sure until the premiere, so let's wait for May 6th and see. In other news, Kevin Feige talks about leaks. In the age of the internet where everything is as connected as it is, and with most things being hidden behind only a click of a button, leaks are inevitable, unfortunately. No matter how hard you try, there's always stuff that comes out somehow. In a recent press interview for the premiere of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige talked about what he and his team do to deal with this problem. When asked how Feige dealt with spoilers and leaks, he admitted that you can't really keep everything under wraps for a project like this, and that regardless of there being leaks, the show must go on. Feige did say that people are starting to become better at not spreading spoilers around, but for those who do, he asked them to stop, saying that it could potentially ruin someone else's experience of something they enjoy. He did add a sort of caveat to this by talking about the leaks of Spider-Man No Way Home, saying that those spoilers actually didn't affect the viewing experience. He added that he and his team have learned from No Way Home and will continue to do the best they can in spite of what's been spoiled. He finished off by saying that delivering a good final product is always the main goal, and whatever's going on outside shouldn't affect their dedication to their work. Elizabeth Olsen wants to reenact a quote from X-Men. The new Doctor Strange film is just a few days away, and WandaVision fans have been waiting eagerly to watch the next chapter of Scarlet Witch's life unfold in the MCU. From what we've gathered up until now, from the promos and the trailers, Wanda is still very much under the influence of the Darkfold. She seems to be hell-bent on finding her lost children. While much of what we'll see from Olsen's character still remains to be seen, the actress has revealed her desire to say Scarlet Witch's iconic quote, "No more mutants." Talking to Hey You Guys in an interview, Olsen was asked if she would hope to one day say the iconic line, to which she replied that she would love to say them in some capacity, while still being able to make it work within the MCU. She feels that the multiverse now being in motion, it opens a lot of avenues for her character in the franchise as well, so it's possible that we might get to hear her say those fateful words. She goes on to say that she's excited for all potential crossovers in the future, that the final call for stuff like this is really in the hands of Kevin Feige, the genius behind the franchise's huge success. Captain Carter appears in Doctor Strange 2. The upcoming Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness already promises to feature so many cameos of so many of our favorite superheroes in what is shaping up to be one of the most star-studded features of the MCU. From Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier to a Captain Marvel variant that looks a lot like Maria Rambeau, and now it looks like we're going to be seeing another member of the Illuminati, Captain Carter, played by Haley Atwell. In the newest promo that's been released by Marvel, we get to see some fresh looks at the core cast, as well as getting a glimpse at Haley Atwell's character. We see in the trailer Doctor Strange standing in front of the Illuminati. Captain Carter's shield flies toward him. A closer shot of the shield shows its striking resemblance with the one that appears in the What If animated series. While we still haven't gotten a shot of Captain Carter in the flesh, the shield and a shot of the character's back in which she's seen wearing a jetpack pretty much just builds up hype for the hero's eventual appearance and live-action debut. That's a wrap for this video. So are you guys excited for Patrick Stewart's Professor X cameo in Doctor Strange 2? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked what you see, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a video. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.